I think I want to drive. Welcome to Breathe English. I am your host, Erica, and today we are talking about getting your driver's license. We're mostly talking about in the United States, but a lot of these rules could apply in other countries. We will go through the steps you need to take to get your driver's license, whether you're a minor or an adult, or a tourist visiting the United States. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. If you are going to get a driver's license, the first thing you need to ask is, am I under 18 or am I 18 or older? So first let's look at minors getting their license. A minor is a legal term we use for people under the age of 18. So minors, you need to first attend driver's education or driver's ed. There are many places that give these courses, and in a lot of states you can sign up and take the class as early as age 14 and a half. And then when you turn 15, you can take the written test and also a vision test. And if you pass this, you will get your driver's permit. You'll go to the DMV, or Department of Motor Vehicles, to take your written test, and they will give you your permit. You'll also need to get your parent or guardian to sign up as a person who you will practice driving with. So a driver's permit is not a license. It's for people who have not taken their driver's test. And with your driver's permit, you can drive only with a driver who signed up to drive with you who is over the age of 21. And with that driver, you need to fulfill a certain number of hours practicing driving. So in the United States, every state has its own rules. The state regulates the driver's license, driver's permits. In the state of Colorado, you can take your driver's test, but only if you have completed 6 hours of driving with a driving instructor. So that's something you need to sign up for and pay for. You have to have logged 50 hours of driving with your parent or guardian, and 10 of those need to be driving at night. And you have to have had your instructional permit, your driver's permit, for at least 6 months. So you did all this, you turn 16, you take your driver's test, and you pass. And then you get your driver's license. And many states now have extra rules for at least that first year when you are a minor and you have your driver's license. For example, sometimes you're not allowed to drive with other people who are under a certain age, under 21 or under 18 in your car. Some states you cannot drive between certain hours, like midnight and 5 a.m. So if you're a minor with a driver's license, be aware of these. And then when you do turn 21, you need to exchange your minor driver's license with an adult driver's license. Now, if you are an adult, you are at least 18 years old. You do not need to go to driver's education. Depending on the state, you might need to have a learner's permit for an amount of time. If you have not had a driver's license in the past, depending on the state, you might need to have your learner's permit for a certain amount of time before you take your driver's test. To get the learner's permit as an adult, you just need to take a written exam and probably show proof of your address that you live in that state. And you also need to take a vision test. If you're moving from one state to another state and you have a driver's license, you probably just need to go to the DMV with your past state's driver's license and some proof of your new address. So a bill, something with your address on it. And you will need to pay a fee. Okay, we mentioned DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, is where you go to get your license, to take your test. I would just go on the internet, search DMV, but be careful because some DMVs do testing, but they don't register a vehicle, or they do some things, but they can't replace a license. If you're like me and you've lost your driver's license 2 times. So make sure the branch, the DMV branch you are going to, offers the services you need. And the DMV can be very busy, especially, near the end of the day. People are getting off work. And so if possible, try to go during less busy times.
You're gonna have to go stand in the blue line.
Look, I was already in that line.
Sir, don't get snippy with me.
So you go into the DMV, and usually you'll see a screen where you type in what you're looking for. You might take a ticket, or you might just punch yourself in, but you will get in line in some form. You'll get a number, and then you sit down and wait, and there's many windows with many people working at the DMV. So you need to pay attention. So when they call your number, you go to that window and they will help you there. These days, most, if not all, of the written tests are on computers. And usually, most places, you do not need to make an appointment. You can just go to the DMV, get in line. They'll call you when it's time for your test. You have like a screen that you touch to choose your answers. And you go through a series of, I don't know how many questions, but you go through those and you'll know immediately if you have passed or failed. Sometimes if you fail, there are rules on when you can take your next test. Sometimes you have to wait a few weeks. Oh, and note that many DMVs stop testing an hour before closing time. So keep that in mind when you're planning your trip to the DMV. I'll put some links in the description for resources that can help you study for the written or the computer driving test. What if you are an immigrant to the United States and you want to get your driver's license? Well, many states you need to provide a social security number in order to get a license. But there currently are 16 states that do not require a social security number. You need to provide other documentation like your foreign birth certificate, your foreign passport, and evidence of your current residence in that state. I'll put a link down in the description where you can find which states you do not need a social security number to get a driver's license. So if you pass the written exam, then you will need to schedule your driving test. For the driving test, you will need to provide a car in working condition, and you will need proof of car insurance. During the test, only you and the examiner are allowed in the car. The examiner will test your ability to drive legally and safely.
Move into the right lane. Watch out for the bike lane!
Oops, my bad.
At the end of the driving test, the examiner will tell you if you have passed or failed. If you pass, you will be given information on getting your official driver's license. If you fail, there will probably be restrictions on when you can take the test next. And what if you are a tourist or a foreign national and you're wanting to drive in the United States? It depends on if you're renting a car. It depends on the car rentals policy. Some places you just need your driver's license from your country, and some places require an international driver's permit, also known as an international driver's license. And you need to get this international driver's permit, or IDP, in your country before you leave. Okay, usually it's companies who provide these. Just be aware of IDP scams. A scam is when a company pretends to be a service and they just take your money, and they are not legitimate. They are not real. It is a scam. Again, I left resources in the description to find the rules in the state you are trying to drive in. There are resources for test practice if you would like to prepare for your written test. Thanks for watching. I'm Erica. This is Breathe English, and happy driving out there. Bye-bye.